Now, in the following passages from the Quran, we introduce the concept of stages in human development. And this first verse, God created man from a quintessence of clay. He then placed him as a nutfa, a droplet, in a place of settlement, firmly fixed. Then we make the nutfa into an alaka, a leech-like structure, and then he changed the alaka into a mudga, a chewed-like substance. Then we made out of that mudga isam, I can't read too well here, skeleton, and then we clothed the bones with muscles. Then we caused him to grow, and then we came into bone, into being, and attained the definitive human form. So blessed be God, the best to create. Now, until recently, it was not known that this holy book of the Muslims and the Sunnah, or Hadith, the teachings of Muhammad, contain many citations referring to the stages of human development, since they referred to details in development which were scientifically unknown in earlier times. For this reason, the descriptions of human embryos in the Quran cannot be based on scientific knowledge in the 7th century. In fact, the Islamic system for classifying human embryos is amazing, since it was recorded in the 7th century A.D. The only reasonable conclusion is that these descriptions were revealed to Muhammad, peace be upon him, by God. Until recently, these statements were not clearly understood. This second or shaping stage begins as the alaka, which is an Arabic word meaning a leech. When I was first asked about this, did the human embryo look like a leech? And when I thought about this for a few minutes, I realized that it resembled the leech very closely, as you will see. And the next stage is the mudga stage. And again, when I was asked what this meant, it says, it reminded me of an embryo at this stage. And when I was told that the mudga meant a chewed substance, I thought of the embryo here. And from the time of Galen, around 200 A.D., until the 16th century, no major advances in our knowledge of embryology were recorded in the literature of Western science. As far as we know, until the revelations in the Quran, man was relatively ignorant about his reproduction and development. The stages that we talk about in our embryology textbooks are the same. It's just that they have different names. And it's our hope that this terminology can be introduced internationally. Now, the proposed system is clear, it's comprehensive, and conforms with present embryological knowledge. He could not have known such details because he was an illiterate man. He was not a scientist or an embryology, and he did not have scientific training. Now, the conclusions of this study are that the terms which have been used in the Quran are very descriptive of developments which occur in the various stages, and they describe these events in their chronological order. Morphological changes that occur with development in each stage are also accurately described by the use of these terms. Because the staging of human embryos is complex, going through a continuous process of change during development, it is proposed that a new system of classification could be developed using the terms mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah. The proposed system is simple, comprehensive, and conforms with present embryological knowledge. The facts about human development that could not have been known by Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the 7th century, because most of them were not discovered until the 20th century. Muslims and others are justified in concluding that these facts could only have been revealed to Muhammad, peace be upon him, by God, who knows all about us, not only about how we develop, but how we live and function. Thank you very much.
Dr. Moore is the Dean of the College of Medicine at the University of Toronto in Canada. He has been professor for 20 years in the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg, and he has been the chairman of the department for 11 years. Dr. Moore has written 7 books, actually, 4 books in embryology, 1 in neuroanatomy, and 2 in gross anatomy. Dr. Moore is a fellow of International Academy of Psychology. He is the president of the American Association of Clinical Anatomists. His books are being taught in the medical schools throughout the world.